Hey everyone, Harry here to talk about an interesting tussle involving Alexander Smirnov and the courts in Las Vegas, a federal magistrate having granted him conditions of release over the very strenuous motion of the DOJ, or really over special counsel David Weiss, to keep him incarcerated pending trial. Okay, let's first review briefly who this guy is. He's become, in the last couple of days, a sort of important political figure because it turns out that he is the source. He was the confidential source working with the FBI. And as best as we can tell now, maybe the only one, but certainly the primary one for all the allegations involving Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, and Burisma, and in particular, the ostensible efforts to influence peddle to get Hunter cash and actually, in his allegations, to also bribe Joe Biden. So we've had these scandalous allegations, and I just want to tie them for a second to what the Republicans have been saying, both in initiating trouble for Hunter Biden and in the impeachment inquiry of Joe Biden. There basically seems to be no there other than Smirnov. And what he's now been indicted for is basically concocting it all and telling his FBI handler that in 2015 and 2016, when Joe Biden is vice president, Hunter is there, and they hire him to exploit the influence of the vice president, and that Joe Biden arranges to call up and just make a little speakerphone appearance, etc., to kind of bolster this idea. All total bullshit. He turns out, Smirnov, to have made it up and to have not had any dealings with Burisma before 2017, when notably Joe Biden is out of office and not in a position to influence peddle. And there's a whole separate, potentially scandalous aspect of the story, which is this the entire thing that Republicans in the Special Investigation Committee and Jim Jordan have been running with to try to harangue Hunter Biden and potentially impeach Joe Biden? Now, to be sure, what turned up on Hunter Biden after they started digging around in this hole were tax crimes and gun crimes, or allegedly, that are, in no way compromised here. If, however you start, you find a crime, it's fair to charge the crime. I've had other discussions with you guys about whether it's fair to throw the book at him, as David Weiss did after the plea unraveled. But, nobody's saying, and certainly I'm not saying, that this discredits the very idea of the criminal charges against Hunter, but it does very possibly discredit all this stuff about Burisma that the Republicans have trotted out, and their response here, first to say the FBI has a lot of explaining to do, and then to say, oh, it doesn't really change things, this is just one of many branches, really doesn't cut it. I don't think it is one of many branches. They certainly haven't displayed any. It's pretty much what they've been going on, and it appears they may want to stay the course. Okay, that's all precursor to what happened yesterday, which is David Weiss, so not the DOJ, in any way biased or lying down on the job. David Weiss, the special counsel prosecuting and throwing the book at Hunter Biden, went to the federal court, and you start at the magistrate level, magistrate being below the district court judge and not a life appointee, to say, we want to detain Smirnov pending his trial on these false charges. And they go through the information that he's been charged with, and it's basically what I was just saying, making it all up. But it's very noteworthy because the FBI is loath, with a capital L. I've fought these wars to do anything to reveal the identity of one of their treasured sources, which he was. And basically, they are so disgusted with the whole pattern of lies that they are giving him up completely. He's burned his bridges completely. Okay, but they come and give very good reasons, which I'll get to in a moment, because the magistrate judge rejects it. I think most people's surprised. You come in with a guy who's connected to foreign intelligence and say what you have to show to incarcerate someone is there's no real conditions you could do that would guarantee his presence at trial. Either that or he's going to be in danger in the community. But Smirnov is on this first track of, he's not going to show up. And the magistrate judge said, I don't think you've shown it adequately, government, and I'm going to grant him release. He's got to stay within Clark County. He can't get near the Harry Reid Las Vegas airport. He's got to have a GPS monitor on, and I think that will do it for him to show up at trial. And then he actually says to Smirnov, don't make a mockery of me. It's really remarkable. Magistrates would normally err on the side of incarcerating just out of human nature of not wanting to be blamed if something goes awry. Here, if something goes awry, it's like an international incident, and the DOJ came in very forcefully, and the magistrate's obviously aware. If Smirnov flees now, it's this guy's career, I would say, on the line. So in a sense, I want to say good for him that he would stand up to the government, though I haven't seen the evidence that he must have relied on. All we know is that he said, you haven't shown it enough, government. So today, the government right away, and he wouldn't even grant the government. This is a little extreme and not good in my view. He wouldn't grant the government, he wouldn't put his decision on hold until the government could go to the district court. He immediately put it into effect, and it is in effect now, but the government has right away gone to the district court. They're already in front of the district court, and they're making their arguments. And man, they sure seem solid to me. I think pretrial incarceration often is granted kind of willy-nilly, but the statutory standard, as I said, is are there conditions that'll make this guy show up for trial? So what do we know about him? First, he claims, by his own admission, he's been in touch with, and we know he met recently as last November with Russian intelligence agencies and other foreign intelligence agencies. I mean, he is part and parcel of the whole problem of the Putin misinformation campaign, and far from being a solid source, he is in bed with foreign intelligence sources. Now, that's an interesting point, is that comes from his own lips, and the DOJ is saying overall you can't believe the guy, but it is something the magistrate pointed out. Well, if you can't believe him, why are you saying he's in bed with foreign intelligence? And there may or may not be more. Second, he told pretrial services that he had access to about $6,000, $1,500 in cash, $5,000 in an account. Turns out to be a wee bit of a low estimate. He actually has access to $6 million in liquid funds. So that the point is, one, with $6 million in liquid funds, you can make a pretty much of a lifetime gallivant around the globe if you take it with you. And two, come on, he says he has $6 million and he says he has 6,000. That's a really material lie. Finally, he's also an Israeli, and Israeli citizens can get Israeli passports fairly straightforwardly. So, you put that, you can get a passport. He's got $6 million. He lied about the $6 million, and it looks like he's, consorting with foreign intelligence sources, the kind of people who, when you're been exposed, take care of you and put you up and give you what you need to be safe, not because they love you, but in order to reassure the current people working there. If something goes wrong, they'll be protected. Man, you put that all together, it seems like a pretty strong case for pretrial detention, and the magistrate didn't do it. So now it's in front of the district court judge. Maybe we'll find out more about the evidence on Smirnov's behalf, or that the government is lacking. My best expectation would be that the district court will grant the pretrial detention. It just seems, pretty strong case, and the stakes are so high. The potential, if he is spirited away or spirits himself away with, $6 million, it's not exactly sewed into his pants, but having access to them. So we'll see how that goes. We ought to find out, very quickly. And it's quite a little turn on this important legal and political episode involving a man whom David Weiss, who's going after Biden, is prosecuting because he lied, rampantly, flagrantly, promiscuously to the FBI, his FBI handler, and he's, having to face criminal charges for it. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.